Danielle here. So it is December 17th. Can we even freaking believe that? Christmas Eve is in 1 week. I can't, y'all. So we're gonna, hi Piper. Let me guess. Now that I've started this, you would like, here, lay down. Lay down. Okay. So we're gonna open today's December 17th little package from Fangirl Fibers, Gilmore Girls, When Darren Stars Hollow, I Smell Snow. I don't have a pattern yet, so when I get that, I will record an additional clip. Oh, I see something green. I see green floss, purple floss. Fabric looks pretty neutral. So there was this tape measure in the bottom of the bag. I actually have one of these. I think I got it from Forbidden Fiber Co. Oh, today is Luke's. This is like my third Luke's needle minder. It's fine. We're all fine here. Ooh, these are a pretty color. Oh, you know, I did not watch last week's episode. This week really got away from me. That's pretty. I like this minty green color. That's really pretty. And then this kind of silver, yeah, the camera picks up the variegation well. Silvery blue. Pattern will be emailed. And then let's see what the episode inspiration is. Season 4, episode 11, Break the Bells. Oh, I do remember. I remember that reference of breaking the bells. The town restored the church bells, and they were like continually going off or whatever. And so Luke and Lorelai break in to bust them. So yeah, I'll have to watch last week's episode and this week's episode. Yeah, this week really got away from me. Here's the fabric. That's pretty. It's showing, everything's showing pretty true this week, which is nice. I will say that I wish that it was serged, because I hate fabric like unraveling on itself, but I will say they're nice clean cuts from the get-go. A lot of times when I get unserged fabric, it's like really roughly cut. All right, so I'm gonna show you my stitching, and then I actually have something else that I wanted to show y'all too. Y'all, the struggle to do this one-handed is real. All right. There. Okay, so I have not stitched as much as I would have hoped for. When I saw you last week, we were up here in the hair. I had kind of done this little area of hair. So since then, I've finished off the hair. I've done all the skin up top, and I'm almost done with the like leotard part of the dress. The tutu part is quite large. I don't know what my problem has been this week. I know part of my issue has been I've been in a terrible sleep schedule for stitching. I do all my stitching at nighttime. And so if I'm asleep during actual nighttime, yeah, no, I don't get any stitching done. Even when I'm awake and down here and have it sitting right next to me in the daytime and in the evening time, I just don't reach for it. I just do everything at night. So, excuse me, I've been going to bed at like 9, like between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. and then getting up between like 3 in the morning and 6 in the morning. It's been terrible. This is the first night in a while that I'm up past midnight. So I'm trying to like push myself out of that sleep schedule because it's one of my most hated. I don't like it when I get into that sleep schedule. So yeah, so that's the stitching I've accomplished. I do also kind of feel like I don't want to work on this, which is weird because I was super excited to work on it. And I mean, I have put in like, I know I've done over 1,000 stitches since I picked it up, but I really had hoped to basically like do this whole page, which would be, you know, like the rest of her for sure, because the page goes all the way down to her feet, and then there's more of this motif. There's like a couple more of these stars, and then there's a big honkin' motif here on the side. So yeah, but we'll see how much more I can do. I've just been kind of feeling like I want to work on something else, but I don't know what that is. But I didn't want to show you. I don't normally really show haul anymore just because I find it to be super overwhelming, but I thought these were really cool. So I was just like browsing Etsy for stitchy stuff, and I found these floss drops. And what I immediately thought of for me was, well, here, before I launch into that, let me show you her business card. Art by Kat Castells. And so for me, my preferred way of storing floss, my whole DMC collection, is in full skeins. I have, motion warning, I don't want anybody to like feel sick. That cabinet with the drawers there, that houses my entire DMC collection. And I hate bobbins. Bobbins are not gonna happen. But you can actually fit bobbins in that if you prefer bobbins. But I just lay the skeins in there, and I put 8 DMC numbers to a drawer, and the whole collection fits in one 164 drawer unit. And you can find those anywhere, like just on the internet, just pop in 64 drawer. You'll find them at like a lot of hardware places, Harbor Freight if you're in the United States. I got mine on Amazon. So, but when I was thinking of how do I do this, you know, floss system, right, where they're all in skeins, how do I handle skeins that don't have enough floss left to hold the tags? So my initial thought was I would buy stitch bow. The stitch bow system, not to put them in the little plastic pages though, but to just use the actual bow itself to wrap the floss around it, because the stitch bow actually has a little tab on the bow itself where you can slide the label on. And I was like, oh, it's perfect. I'll just wrap the floss around the stitch bow and pop the tag onto it. And then I'll just pop that in the drawer. Wrong. Because the stitch bow did not fit in the drawer. It was too long to lay flat. So, but by the time I found that out, I was already invested in the drawers. I mean, I still, to this day, like, haven't, you know, figured out a better way, the better way for me to store my floss. So I've just been kind of rolling with it. And, like, the only flosses that this has actually really been an issue with has been 310 and B5200. Everything else, normally what I do with the extra bits is I just like wrap it around the skein. But I really didn't have any skeins that were so low that I was in the danger zone. But so I saw these and I thought these would be perfect for that situation. Because, let me show you one that isn't already in use. So I bought 50. Here's what the package looks like. They do have like a protective film on them that you have to peel off. But what's cool about it, because like a lot of floss drops, I'm just like, how do you realistically number them, you know? Because either you're gonna have to put a sticker on it or you're gonna have to write on it. But if I want to reuse them, you know, how do you reuse them if you've written on them or you've stickered them? So these just have a little flap that you put the label on. Now I did have to cut the label, but I'm presuming that's because I did buy the smaller size. She has a bigger size that are the size of a DMC bobbin, but I didn't want a bigger one because I actually want them to be small. So I just cut, and the reason why this looks kind of dingy is because of that film. Like once you take the film off, it's clear. So I did have to cut the label down, and actually it's still a little long. You can see it's still just a tiny bit long. But yeah, so I popped this on here, and I like that it has a spot for extra bits, although I was in a hurry putting this on and I was having trouble threading my extra bit through there, so I just did it on the main hook, and then it just lays in there perfectly. So yeah, I was excited about these. And then that just gives you like a little temporary reprieve, because like now I don't need to order more 310 because I have a crap ton of 310. But like if this were any other color, you know, this would give me a reprieve to be like, hey, if I have to put it on here, that means I'm low enough that I need to order some more, you know? So yeah, wanted to share that. And then I know last week I said that this week I would do a little like home or my Christmas decor tour, but I'm actually gonna wait until next week because next week my HoliVlog will probably be late because we entertain my family on Christmas Eve, and even though I know I open my stuff, you know, at like 12:30 in the morning, I am probably going to be cleaning my house. I mean, maybe, like, I'm not going to swear to anything because I also tend to procrastinate cleaning my house. And so, you know, perhaps sitting down to film the HoliVlog would be a perfect, like, thing to do to avoid doing the thing I'm supposed to be doing. But regardless of if I do it on the 24th or possibly the 25th, I will have all of my battery operated things up and going because I put batteries and everything the day before we entertain. so that all of my like LED candles and lanterns and all that stuff is lit up. So yeah, I'm just gonna do it next week when everything is looking like 1,000% at its best. So that's it for now. I will pop back on here when I get a pattern. And maybe that's what I'll watch tonight. I'll watch last week's episode and this week's episode. And it'll be I'm guessing that the pattern we get will have a bell. Because of Break the Bells. So, all right, that's it for now. I will see you in the next clip. Bye. Hey everyone. So here is the pattern for week 3. It's called Destroy the Bells. You can see it says Star Solid Church, Destroy the Bells. And it's like the top of the church with the little cutout so you can see the bell. And yeah, I was right. I guess somebody in the town had passed away and he was like a big fan of the bells, and the bells hadn't worked in a long time, and so they decided to restore them. But then when they did, like, everybody in the town hated them, so Luke and Lorelai broke in and broke the bells. So alright, that's gonna be it for week 3. And yeah, so thank you for being here, and I will see y'all again next week. Bye.